Welcome to our second segment of Here's to Health. I'm Brandee and this is my partner in health,
Joe.
Joe. How long have we been partners in health?
Since 2001.
And we've got the awesome
A little craftiness going on we did today.
art and crafts. If you were to grade mine, what grade would you give me?
An A.
An A. If I was to grade yours, I'd give you an incomplete because I had to finish it.
What?
I so had that coming.
Yeah, I drew this.
I finished it.
Keep rolling.
Okay,
All
so
right.
as we mentioned in our first segment, we were going to be covering important elements of health,
All right.
nutrition being one of them.
Yes.
So we're in the kitchen, and today we're going to be demonstrating some protein peanut butter cookies because this weekend we are traveling to San Antonio. We're road tripping. Joe, why don't you tell the viewers about our road trip?
We are going to do a Go Ruck. So we'll be rucking this weekend.
Rucking.
And that is like a challenge event. Basically, we'll be doing 7 to 10 miles across San Antonio on the trail of the Alamo and carrying a ruck, which is like 25 pounds. And then we have challenges all along the way. So it's gonna be a good time, but we have to fuel ourselves for the process.
Yes, because it's going to be about a 5-hour event or so. So the protein peanut butter cookies will be a great way to fuel. But when we travel, we also like to carry food with us, even when we're talking about our breakfast, our lunch, and all of that. So that way we can stay on top of our game during our event. Snacking. Okay, so when it comes to putting together these protein peanut butter cookies, one of the first things we're going to need is the protein. This is actually going to be a processed protein. When you're traveling, protein is kind of a hard macronutrient to come by. So a lot of times we have to resort to something that's a little more processed. And today we're using the casein because I know that you can use a whey powder. Casein and whey are the proteins that come from milk. So they're broken down and processed in this form. They both are a very great protein source for the body. It's just that they're both broken down a little bit differently. Whey protein is digested much faster. So casein is generally something that's brought in at nighttime. And it's kind of a different texture, so the cookies are a great way to disguise it and make it taste pretty yummy. The Dimetaz protein, or casein protein that we're using today is a cinnamon bun.
It's good.
Good.
Yeah.
And we get that from Complete Nutrition, so we're grateful that we can go over there and get such a great tasting casein. We're gonna put 1 scoop of this. I'm gonna scoop that out for me into our bowl.
It's a big scoop.
A big scoop.
Because it's how many calories in the cookies?
When we get through making the cookies all together, once we put 1 scoop of the casein powder in, we will be adding in some carbohydrates. So we're going to use 2 tablespoons of some coconut. We're also going to add in 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. So all together, once we make the cookies, we'll have 4 of them. We're looking at about 460 calories. So if we were gonna do a snack here, if you had 2 cookies and I had 2 cookies, we would be breaking it down into a snack portion of about 260 calories.
Each.
For each one of us.
For 2 cookies.
Based off
for
of
each
2
of us,
cookies.
yeah.
So if I was going to eat this for a breakfast, then I would eat all 4 of the cookies for a total of 460 calories. Yes.
Nice.
So I'm adding in a half a cup of water with the 1 scoop of whey casein, the 2 tablespoons of the coconut, and the 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. We're using an all-natural peanut butter. And we're also implementing the coconut as a carbohydrate because when you're training hard and when you're in an event, you're going to need those carbohydrates for fuel. Your body's gonna be looking to have that fuel source. So those carbs are gonna be important. Another option, it's showing the Quaker oats for carbohydrates, would have been some Quaker oats. Now we're not gonna be using them in the cookies today because we chose to use the coconut. But if you take a look at the Quaker oats, they're still a whole natural source for a carbohydrate. We know this because if we look at the ingredient list, what's it gonna say?
Whole oats.
Oats. That's
Oats.
it.
That's it.
All right, so I've mixed the peanut butter, the coconut, the half cup of water, and the casein powder all in the bowl. So now we would be ready to put this on a baking sheet.
We've already done it.
Yes, we have.
Look at those cute little almonds she put in there. Isn't she
So
special?
cute.
Those are
So
for me.
those two cookies are already set up to go. You have the option to add an almond, some additional coconut on top if you prefer. I usually just leave them just the way they are, and then I would come in and mash them down nice and easy and flatten it out a little bit. And once we've done that, they're all set and ready to go into the oven. Joe wants to add more almonds. Did you want to sprinkle any more coconut on there?
Sure. Some like a dash of that, dash of that.
All right, we're good to go. So you get to put them in the oven. The oven has been set at 360 degrees, and these will cook for approximately 12 minutes.
12 seconds, they're done.
It's not 12 seconds, it's 12 minutes.
But they are done.
But
Those are
yes,
the ones without the almonds.
our first batch is all done. No almonds on these, so these will probably be mine. And then what we'll do to carry them with us, we need a nice little container, which we have right here, thanks to Six Pack. And the cookies can go in the container.
Voila. We're prepped.
We're prepped. We'll seal these up. Now, these nice little containers actually come in something like this, which is a 6-pack bag. It allows you to take your trays and place them nice and neat in there. Generally, we have freezer packs that would go along with some of our cold food if we were going to be packing some cold food.
You know what that eliminates?
What?
Excuses.
It does. So you can have your breakfast, your lunch, your snacks, everything loaded up here, even some bottles on the side, and you've got the whole day's worth of food right here.
And they make them bigger.
And they make them bigger. They
For
certainly do.
People, couples.
For couples. This is one of my favorites.
All right, that one's pretty girly.
This one is my favorite. That's what I said.
They make them in like camo backpacks. I've seen them in Complete Nutrition.
They do.
Yeah.
And we've got the trays right here. And what I love about this, especially when I'm traveling to the airport, I have my carry-on purse and I'm ready to go because I've got my food all inside.
And I don't have to carry it.
And you do not have to carry it. What I love most about these protein cookies that we made today is that they include all 3 of the macronutrients. We've got the casein powder that's here for the protein. We've added the coconut or the option to add the whole oats for our carbohydrate. And we've added an all-natural peanut butter for our fat source. It's really important that we try to have balanced macros in our food. So including all 3 of those macros will do a world of good for your body. And by using whole natural foods, we're really providing the body with the best nutrient sources possible.
You know what I like about them?
What's that?
So
Who doesn't love cookies?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs do.
Dogs do. One thing that I think we mentioned was that 2 of the cookies came to a total of, what did we say, 260
We said
calories?
260. It's 230.
230 calories for 2 cookies, 460 calories if you had all 4. All 4 would serve the purpose of a meal, whereas 2 could serve the purpose of a snack.
That's right.
So
Snack.
we encourage you to make some protein peanut butter coconut cookies, and we look forward to being back with all of you next week. Here's the health.
See you next time.